Hi and welcome. I'm really excited for today's episode because finally we're going to get to the tips on public speaking. And I thought, what better way to start with public speaking tips than to give you a challenge? So, in this segment, I'm going to show you how to write your own speech in 30 minutes or less. So, all you need to do is follow the steps that I provided. There's only four. Each step has a time attached to it. Stick to that limit, and by the end of it, you'll have a speech. Step 1. Choose your topic. Determine the purpose of your speech. Consider your audience, who you're talking to, what you know about. Brainstorm some new ideas if you like. Could be anything. Once you've done that, create a title. To make this a little more fun, I thought I would create a sample speech with you. My thought is to talk about annoying sounds. You'll hear why later. And the title I came up with is Sound Effects. Step 2, the introduction. Tell your audience what you're going to talk about. You can do that by asking a question related to the subject, stating a fact, or use the shock factor. That usually gets the audience's attention right away. For my sample speech, I started with a question. What are the most annoying sounds you've ever heard? This will get the audience thinking. Then I narrowed my selection down to three top annoyances. And they are: one, nails on a chalkboard; two, songs that include pig squealing; and three, my neighbor playing the accordion. Now we're ready to move to step 3, the body of the speech, the meat and potatoes of it all. Here you'll explain the topic in detail using a few little tools that we have when it comes to speaking. Number 1 is the power of 3. Number 2, the who, what, where, when, and why, or the significance of the topic to your audience and to you. How I do this in my sample speech is I talk about each of my annoyances in a little bit more detail, telling the audience why the sound bothers me. And in the first two, nails on a chalkboard and pig squealing, I also indicate that those no longer are an issue for me because, number 1, with the nails, I don't go to school anymore, so I'm not around a chalkboard. And number 2, my children have outgrown the pig squealing stage of music. Yay! However, number 3, that's the one that I really elaborate on because that is a continued annoyance. That's something that I'm still dealing with. And I want the audience to know that. What this does is it gets the audience to think, well, how's she going to solve this problem? Or is there a way? Or will she solve this problem? Later on, I also explain that I've had some thoughts about what I could possibly do, but I'm a little hesitant for various number of reasons. And then I conclude with the fact that the problem is not solved, which is a cliffhanger in a way. Step 4, the conclusion. Yay, we're almost there. Time to wrap it up. Now you collect your thoughts, bring them all together. You recap the steps that you've taken. You recap maybe your power of 3. Then you try to end with a bang. Once you've completed your speech, you throw it back to your MC or the chair if this is a meeting. In the sample speech, I conclude with the fact that I haven't come up with a solution yet, but I'm working on it. Then I try to add in a little bit of humor by indicating that I'd rather hear the pig squealing than my neighbor playing the accordion. As well, I refer back to the title by ending the speech with this phrase: there is no doubt that his sound affects my peace of mind. Congratulations! You just found out how to create a speech in 30 minutes or less. Number one, think of a topic and a title. Number two, introduce it to your audience. Number three, include some content in the body that's interesting. And number four, end on a high note. And there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed this tip on how to write a speech in 30 minutes or less.
See? That was easy. You did it. You wrote a speech in 30 minutes, and for some of you, maybe even less. Now, all you have to do is practice it and find somewhere to deliver it. I hope you're going to be tuned in next Sunday because it's going to be special. On Saturday, I have a speaking engagement, and my daughter Melissa is going to be coming, taking some video, and I'm going to share the total experience with you from start to finish, just so you can get an idea of what it's like to prepare for a speaking engagement. So stay tuned. Have a wonderful week. Before I go, though, I'd like to leave you with some neighborly entertainment, just so you can kind of understand what I was talking about in my sample speech. Enjoy! I thought that I would share with you what it's like to sit out in my backyard in the summertime. Dok me gledaš zelenim očima, ja bi da ostanem sa tobom noćima. Dok me gledaš zelenim očima.